perfect for Tiberi. Really, he's able just to use UAE Team Emirates XRG now, of course, with the experienced Englishman Adam Yates, who again and again does this job so well, doesn't he? He just is able just to wind things up, control the climb to perfection. He's done it for so many times.
I'm sorry, but there goes Remco again. A bit like we saw on Jebel Mobra, John. He follows one of the attacks and then pays for it a little bit later.
Yeah, just unfortunately a little bit distance there, and there's been a touch of wheels and a crash as well.
Oh, Ilan van Wilder. Hope his bike is fine. But to kick-start yourself again on a climb is always a difficult thing. You're out of that rhythm. You have to find that cadence again. Let's see what happened there, John.
Just a bit of fighting for position, really. There was just no need for it. A bit of a shoulder into Nordhagen, who was coming up to get on the wheel of the Uno X rider, and he just kind of tried to move Nordhagen to the left and touch the wheel of Johannesson in front. So not the best thing to do with 4 kilometers to go. Maybe the adrenaline will kick in and help him up the climb and get him back to that leading group.
It's Junior Lesser pacing him, hopefully back to that group. But we still have these leaders, and the gap is going out for Felix Gall and Harold Tejada. Gall, who was on the attack as well on the Jebel Mobra climb. He is currently 8th on GC, the man from Austria. This man is doing everything to get that gap down to 0 because, Del Toro, if he wants to win the overall, he has to at least take the win and get those 10 bonus seconds, and then at least an additional 12, but quite possibly even 18 if Del Toro is second. It seems like a mission impossible for Isaac Del Toro, but we thought he was down and out on Jebel Mobra in a very weird position, out of position, and then he proved to us that he still has got the power to move up, and that's exactly what he's doing again, Isaac Del Toro. But I find that Antonio Tiberi is pedaling so lightly there.
Yeah, I think he's full of confidence, the Italian. He knows full well all he has to do is follow the Mexican champ Del Toro. Do not lose 20 seconds, and I think one thing that Tiberi can do, he knows what he can do. Look at him, he's accelerating in the saddle, just following the wheel, grimacing a little bit, but he knows all he has to do is fight. Hold that wheel, don't let it go anywhere. And you have to remember, Del Toro will need to sit down eventually, so don't. It's all a mental game as well, and that's what Del Toro is trying to do. He's just trying to break him.
It's a battle between the 22-year-old from Mexico and the 24-year-old from Italy, who seems to be losing that wheel right now on Isaac Del Toro. It's a matter of honor for the UAE Team Emirates XRG to win this race. But at the moment, GC-wise, Antonio Tiberi has got the upper hand. John, what's still in store for the final 7 kilometers right now in terms of gradients?
Yeah, 2 kilometers, we actually start to level off. So this is why Del Toro has to make the move now. It almost has only around 1 kilometer left. And Del Toro's got that explosive nature. He has more explosiveness than Tiberi. So that's why you can see Del Toro just out of the saddle. And we saw that gap just open, didn't we? But both of them were on the limit. Del Toro had that gap for a bit. Tiberi out of the saddle trying to close it. But at the same time, Del Toro's effort waned as well. And Tiberi was back on the wheel. And I think Tiberi, in control at the moment. Look at him looking good, settling into the job, locking in. Stay on that wheel and you're on your way to hopefully holding on to victory.
Here is what you just... This is what you just described. We could have waited and have the graphic.
It was perfect. They always...
It would have been perfect, but you never know that. Felix Gall still in pursuit there to Tiberi and Del Toro. But yeah, the graphics show then what you explained, that it's leveling off. This is even a very small descent before the final kicker. It shows that time is running out for Isaac Del Toro to put time into Antonio Tiberi. Glancing over his shoulder, the Italian getting his first World Tour victory. earlier this week, is taking a big step towards his first stage race win. There's Luke Plapp. Yeah, this is a perfect climb for him. Jebel Mobraj just a little bit too steep, but this is the kind of pacing that Luke Plapp does perfectly well on these kind of climbs. We saw that on Green Mountain in Oman a couple of weeks ago, or was it even last week? Well, time's flying.
And the key point for Plapp, if he makes it to 2K to go where it levels off and he's in the wheel, that's when he can recover. So he needs to get there. So it's a bit of an effort now to make sure he's there, and he's closing it well.
But he's closing a gap of around 20 seconds at the moment, John, because he was behind Gal and Tejada in that group with Adam Yates. And he seems to be closing that gap all on his own in the past kilometre and a half. So this is true form by Luke Plapp at the moment. A man who's already done quite a few race days this season, of course, starting down under. This is already day number 20 for Plapp, who was the runner-up in the, Australian road race. A lot of discussion about that. We'll not go into that. Raced the Santos Tour Down Under. Was really good in Oman, where he was third on the Green Mountain. This is very detrimental to Luke Plapp, because at the moment he wants to join that group. Isaac Del Toro puts in another effort. Ooh.
This is almost the last chance for Del Toro to distance Tiberi and distance Plapp, and he has with that acceleration. Tiberi settling in again. Yeah, you can see the pain, the head goes down. He just needs to keep fighting, Tiberi. Keep fighting until it goes down. He might be able to get back.
He has to keep an eye on his own effort, try to keep that pace, but the gap is opening up for Isaac Del Toro, and it looks like Antonio Tiberi is hitting the limit right here, John.
Yeah, Del Toro really going now, really going. He's gotten everything out.
Plapp is staying with Tiberi at the moment. This is that point that you said where it was levelling out, and Plapp is leaving Tiberi behind.
Tiberi's perfect. This is perfect for Tiberi. He can follow Plapp and use him.
Final 2.2 kilometres here on Jebel Habib, the staple of this race, so to say. Antonio Tiberi, he sees the man in the Mexican jersey racing ahead of him. Luke Plapp just joined that group of three when Isaac Del Toro went on the attack. The final option that he had to do so. 21 seconds on GC between these two riders. This is an all-or-nothing effort by the Mexican. We've got 10, 6 and 4 bonus seconds on the line. Most of the climbing is now over, but Tiberi, he has to dig so incredibly deep to stay on the wheel of Plapp, and he's not really succeeding, John.
No, just being distanced, a big shame for Tiberi. Del Toro opened things up, and if we go off the time checker at the top, it's now 24 seconds. That takes him into the lead, or provisional lead of the general classification as well. Tiberi needs to fight everything to the line, though. Try and hold on to Plapp's wheel ahead of him.
And he looks so incredibly smooth up until that, 2.7 kilometres from the line. He managed to resist the earlier attacks of Isaac Del Toro, but then it was just one attack too many, and the light went out.
Del Toro able just to go and go again, wasn't he? He made a big acceleration, took a moment, and that final acceleration, but that's still 19 seconds. So, yeah, with the time bonuses, it looks like it would be going the way of Del Toro, but maybe Tiberi can use that little descent we get too soon, take some risks, and try and just limit his losses at this point now.
The change in gearing between the two riders is big. We see that Tiberi is now also being overtaken by Felix Gull, meaning that he's now outside of the bonus seconds on the line. He's now in 4th position. But the gear that Isaac Del Toro is pushing there is so much bigger than what the Italian is doing at the moment. We've got some local fans there for Isaac Del Toro. That is rather wonderful for the Mexican champion to have some local fans there going into that final kilometre. What an enormous gear he's pushing there, John. Look at that. His entire body is working to get those pedals spinning.
Yeah, in the big ring now. getting everything out. And it's Plapp and now Felix Gall. So has Tiberi been distanced by Gall as well, which is also important because that means the top three take those bonus seconds of 10, 6 and 4. And if Tiberi now, he's just behind Gall now.
Yeah,
with 1K to go, it's tough for Tiberi. He just needs to limit his losses, do everything he can to that finish line.
It's an absolute heartbreaking moment for Antonio Tiberi. Luke Plapp, by the way, looks to be on his way to a podium place in the final GC because he was 19 seconds down on Tejada and 12 on Lennart van Eetveld, who are behind him at the moment. So with the bonus seconds, Plapp looks to be moving up to at least a third place on GC. But this man is going for the double. Isaac Del Toro, he put everything in the kitchen sink at Tiberi, who seemed to resist quite well until we got to about 2.7 kilometers from the line. And there we had one attack too many, one acceleration too many for Antonio Tiberi. And on the big ring, on a huge gear, the Mexican champion is on his way to, well, his second win of the season. He also won the opening stage, but it looks like he's also on his way to his third win, because with this fantastic ride by Isaac Del Toro, he does not only take the win on the stage, but most likely also the red jersey in the UAE Tour, which has 1 day of racing left to go. And now the clock is ticking. 21 seconds minus 10 is only 11. Plapp, fantastic ride by the Australian. He's moving up to third place. This is Felix Gall, meaning that he gets the 4 bonus seconds, and the time is gone for Antonio Tiberi. He's lost the leader's jersey. There he is, the Italian, finishing in 4th place. 30 seconds down. There is Halland Johannesson, Nordhagen, Derek G. West and Harold Tejada. David Gaudu, Michael Storer, Emirates Sister Bartsing, Lennart van Eetveld, Byron Munton, Rondel, Remco Evenepoel, and I think that was Eddie Dunbar.
Great ride again from the South African Byron Munton, though, wasn't it? From the
fantastic ride.
Yeah, he's really showing modern adventure pro cycling. Come here, joined first year, and want to come and race. But yeah, with that, unfortunately, Tiberi looks like on my quick maths will now be 19 seconds down on Del Toro.
And now helped pace Isaac Del Toro to the win. Isaac Del Toro wins with 12 seconds on Plapp, 21 on Gall, 31 on Tiberi, Halland Johannesson, Nordhagen, G. West, Tejada, Gaudu and Michael Storer at 48 seconds. Meaning that Del Toro is now our new race leader, with Antonio Tiberi in 2nd and, quick calculations, Luke Plapp moving up to 3rd.
Yeah, so with confirmation that is a 20-second gap down to Tiberi.
Ah, poor kid.